Everyone thinks they know Italy, the land of pasta, passion, and picture-perfect ruins. But what if I told you that the real Italy is buried beneath your feet, hidden in its caves, its forgotten towns, and the whispers of a past older than Rome itself? Because behind every postcard view lies a version of Italy most tourists never see. And once you find it, you can't unsee it. So buckle up. This isn't just a trip through Italy's beauty. It's a journey through secrets, survival, and the wild truth hiding behind one of the world's most famous countries. If you've ever dreamed of exploring Italy one day, drop a wine emoji in the comments to let me know where you'd start. Now, let's uncover the untold story of Italy. Number 1. Ancient foundations, hidden in plain sight. Long before the Roman Empire, before gladiators or emperors or marble temples, there were caves, thousands of them, carved by time, hiding traces of people who walked Italy more than 40,000 years ago. In Matera, a city literally carved into rock, homes, churches, and entire neighborhoods were built inside ancient caves. People still lived there until the 1950s. Think about that. A living fossil of human civilization tucked away in southern Italy. But here's the twist. Archaeologists discovered something even stranger. Beneath those ancient cave homes lie deeper tunnels. Older, darker, unexplored. Some believe they connect to pre-Roman burial sites. Others think they were part of secret trade routes used when the region was too dangerous to cross above ground. And yet, these places don't make it onto the travel brochures. Because while everyone snaps photos at the Colosseum, they're literally standing on layers of forgotten civilizations that still shape Italy today. It's the side of Italy that doesn't fit the postcard, mysterious, raw, and hauntingly beautiful. But the deeper you dig into its past, the more you realize, Italy was never just one empire or one culture. It was a living, breathing patchwork, constantly changing, constantly hiding something new. And that's when Rome rose. But Rome's story? That's where things get even crazier. If you're still watching right now, drop still here in the comments, because what comes next might change how you see the Roman Empire forever. Number 2, the rise and secrets of Rome and beyond. When people talk about Rome, they talk about power, emperors, legions, and glory. But the real story of Rome isn't just about what was built above ground, it's about what was hidden below it. Under the city's streets runs a second Rome, an underground maze of tunnels, aqueducts, catacombs, and secret passageways that even locals barely understand. Archaeologists have found that some of these tunnels date back over 2,000 years, built for water, worship, and war. But others have no clear purpose. No one knows why they exist or who built them first. One of the most mysterious is the Pozzo di San Patrizio, a massive double helix well built in the 1500s in Orvieto. From the surface, it looks like a simple hole in the ground. But descend inside, and you find 2 spiraling staircases, one going down, one going up, designed so mules could carry water without ever crossing paths. It's an architectural riddle so advanced that even modern engineers still study it. And here's the kicker. Legend says the well was built to hide treasures from the Pope himself. People called it the Well of St. Patrick, but locals whispered another name, the Well to the Underworld. But it wasn't just wells and tunnels. Rome hid entire cities beneath itself. When emperors built new monuments, they didn't clear the old ones. They just built over them. That's why, if you walk the streets of modern Rome, you're actually walking on top of ancient marketplaces, forgotten temples, and maybe even buried villas that once belonged to senators. Archaeologists have to dig through entire centuries just to find the real Rome beneath today's Rome. And maybe that's the most haunting part. Rome's greatness wasn't just in what it created. It was in how it kept burying its past to make room for the next empire. But Rome's rise wasn't peaceful. Beneath its marble glory were rivalries, betrayals, and collapses that reshaped the world. And the scars of that story are still visible in Italy's forgotten ruins today. Because after Rome fell, something unexpected happened. The empire crumbled, but its bones became the foundation for something new, and that next chapter would redefine everything about Italian identity. If you're the kind of person who loves uncovering secrets most tourists never hear about, hit that like button so more people discover these hidden sides of history. Because next, we're going deep into a period that most people skip entirely. The Dark Ages, when Italy became a patchwork of lost kingdoms, secret cults, and art that was anything but peaceful. Number 3, medieval to Renaissance, layers over time. When Rome fell, Italy didn't fade into silence, it fractured. Kingdoms rose and collapsed faster than history could record them, and in that chaos, something strange happened. Art, power, and mystery began to intertwine. Across the hills of Tuscany and Umbria, ancient Roman stones were stolen to build new fortresses. Each city became a kingdom, each kingdom a rival. Florence hated Siena, Venice outsmarted Genoa, and in this endless cycle of pride and betrayal, Italy began to reinvent itself, piece by piece. But what's fascinating is how much of that era still hides in plain sight. Walk through the alleys of Siena, and you'll find bricks carved with symbols no one's been able to explain. Some believe they were messages between guilds. Others say they marked safe houses for secret orders that operated beneath the church's nose. Either way, they're part of a hidden network of power that made medieval Italy a chessboard of ambition. Then came a shift that would change everything: the Renaissance. It didn't begin with Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo. It began with curiosity, with people rediscovering the forgotten knowledge buried under centuries of dust. Suddenly, Italy became the world's brain. Mathematicians, painters, scientists, all racing to outdo each other, all driven by one quiet obsession: immortality through creation. But even the Renaissance had a darker side. Behind the beauty of its art were stories of obsession, betrayal, and secret funding from families who ruled through fear. The Medici in Florence, the Borgias in Rome, they weren't just patrons of art, they were puppet masters of Europe. Imagine Florence in the 1400s, candlelit workshops glowing at midnight, artists whispering about new inventions that could change the world, and spies listening from behind the walls. That's the real Italy, a place where genius and danger walked hand in hand. And yet, as cities rose in brilliance, nature quietly waited, wild, untamed, and forgotten. Because Italy's next transformation wouldn't come from a brush or a crown. It would come from the earth itself. If you're still here, you're officially part of the few who see beyond Italy's tourist map. Comment "Hidden Italy" if you're ready to see what lies beyond its cities. Because next, we're venturing into the wild side of the country, where nature guards secrets even older than civilization itself. Number 4. Nature's hidden wonders. Not that beach you expected. When people picture Italy's nature, they think of two things: beaches and vineyards. But that's barely scratching the surface. Because beyond the Amalfi Coast and Tuscany's rolling hills lies a side of Italy that feels almost unreal. Ancient forests, underground lakes, volcanic valleys, and cliffs that seem carved by a god's hand. Let's start with one of the strangest, Civita di Bagnoregio, known as the Dying Town. It sits on a crumbling rock plateau in central Italy, slowly sinking into the valley below. Every year, parts of it literally fall away, yet it's been standing since Etruscan times, long before Rome. To reach it, you cross a narrow bridge through mist that clings to the cliffs like a memory. It's beautiful, but also tragic. A town fighting nature itself just to exist. Then there's the Dolomites, up north. Not your typical mountains. They look like something from another planet, glowing pink at sunset, carved from ancient coral reefs that once sat at the bottom of the sea. That's right, these mountains were once underwater. Imagine that. Today's ski slopes used to be a tropical ocean millions of years ago, and in Sicily, there's the Scala dei Turchi, the Stare of the Turks. It's a white limestone cliff rising straight out of the sea, shaped like frozen waves. It's dazzling and eerie. Legends say pirates once hid here, vanishing into the blinding cliffs to ambush ships that sailed too close. Even Italy's volcanoes hold secrets. Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes on Earth, has been erupting for thousands of years. But instead of destroying life, it creates it. Fertile soil from its lava grows some of the richest vineyards in the world. Life and death, locked in an eternal dance. That's Italy, in its purest form. And beneath the surface, nature keeps whispering. In the Grotta Gigante near Trieste, you can stand inside one of the largest natural caves in the world. A space so huge it feels like a cathedral built by the earth itself. Scientists say it could fit an entire skyscraper inside. But step inside, and it's silent. Ancient water dripping, stone breathing in the dark. These are the places most tourists never see. Places that remind you Italy isn't just a museum of human history. It's a living planet, where time still moves the way it did thousands of years ago. If you could explore one of these places, the caves, the cliffs, or the dying town, which would you choose? Drop it in the comments, and don't just stop here, because the next part of Italy's story takes us even deeper, to off-grid villages and towns that almost no outsiders have ever heard of. Number 5. Off-grid. Italy, places you've never heard of. Italy has more UNESCO World Heritage Sites than any country on Earth, yet most people visit the same 5 cities over and over again. But outside the spotlight, far from the selfie lines and tour buses, lies a version of Italy that feels almost untouched. A place where time doesn't move forward. It circles back. Take Alberobello, for example, a small town in Puglia where every house looks like it came from a fairy tale. Whitewashed stone huts with cone-shaped roofs called truly line the streets like ancient beehives. No one knows for sure who built them first. Some say they were designed so people could dismantle them quickly to dodge taxes centuries ago. Whatever the truth, walking there feels like stepping through another world. Then there's Matera, once called the shame of Italy. For decades it was ignored, seen as a place of poverty, people literally living in caves. But today, it's one of the most stunning cities in Europe, carved directly into stone cliffs, glowing gold at sunset. It's proof that what's forgotten can become legendary again. And hidden deep in the mountains of Abruzzo, there's a ghost village called Rocca Calascio. Perched 4,000 feet above sea level, it's one of the highest fortresses in Italy. No roads, no cars, just wind and silence. It was abandoned centuries ago, but filmmakers rediscovered it, and it's now a cinematic secret, used in movies like Lady Hawk and The Name of the Rose. Standing there, surrounded by clouds, you realize why people once believed this land touched heaven. Or take Castelluccio di Norcia, a village floating above a sea of color. Every summer, its valley blooms into miles of red poppies, purple lentils, and yellow rapeseed, nature painting a masterpiece that lasts only a few weeks. It's one of the most breathtaking sights in Europe, yet few outside Italy have ever seen it in person. And then there's San Frutuoso Abbey, hidden in a secluded bay between Portofino and Camogli. You can only reach it by hiking or by boat. There's no road, no noise, just the sound of waves hitting medieval stone. And beneath the water, a statue known as Christ of the Abyss watches silently from the ocean floor, arms outstretched, covered in coral. Every one of these places tells the same story. Italy's magic isn't just in its history, it's in its ability to hide, to keep secrets alive, waiting for someone curious enough to look deeper. If you've ever dreamed of exploring the real Italy, not the one in postcards but the one hidden in mountains and caves, hit subscribe right now, because what's coming next might surprise you. Because these hidden places aren't staying hidden forever, and not everyone's happy about that. Next, we're diving into a part of the story most people never talk about, the clash between discovery and destruction, where tourism, greed, and beauty collide. Number 6, the clash. Tourism, conservation, and hidden Italy at risk. Every secret once discovered changes forever, and Italy, a land built on layers of beauty, is running out of places to hide. For decades, Italy's hidden towns and untouched landscapes were safe simply because they were forgotten. No one went there, no one filmed them. But social media changed that. Fast. Now, a single viral post can turn a quiet village into a global attraction overnight. Take Cinque Terre, once a cluster of fishing villages clinging to the cliffs. It used to be a secret shared between hikers. Now, it gets over 2 million visitors a year, more than the land can handle. Trails erode, locals move out, and the rhythm of life that made it special begins to vanish. Or look at Venice, drowning, not from the sea, but from people. Every day, thousands pour in from cruise ships, walking the same fragile bridges, buying the same souvenirs. The city's population has dropped from 175,000 to less than 50,000 in just a few decades. The locals call it Disneyfication, a city turning into a museum of itself. Even nature isn't spared. In Sicily, the stunning Scala dei Turchi cliff, that glowing white staircase of stone, was once open to anyone. But after years of erosion and careless tourism, it's now closed to the public. Authorities are fighting to save it before it collapses completely. But not all is lost. Across Italy, small communities are fighting back, protecting their heritage, rebuilding abandoned villages, and finding ways to welcome visitors without destroying what makes their home special. In Sardinia, locals restored the village of Galtali using ancient materials and banned cars from its historic center. In Tuscany, entire ghost towns have been reborn as eco-communities, powered by wind and solar, bringing life back to places that had been empty for centuries. It's Italy learning to breathe again, slowly, carefully, painfully. Because behind every ruin, every vineyard, and every mountain trail, there's a balance between memory and modernity, between profit and preservation. And once that balance tips, some things never come back. If you're still watching, you're not just curious, you care. So tell me in the comments, should Italy's hidden wonders stay secret? Or should everyone get to see them at least once? Because next, we reach the final chapter, where Italy's story comes full circle, from its ancient ruins to its eternal spirit. Italy has always been more than a country. It's a story told in stone, silence, and sunlight. From the first human footprints in its caves to the roar of the Roman Empire, from the whispers of medieval secrets to the brush strokes of the Renaissance, every era left something behind. And somehow, Italy found a way to carry it all. Never erasing, only layering. That's what makes it different. Other countries rebuild. Italy remembers. Every crumbling wall, every twisted alley, every wild valley hides a heartbeat from the past. You can feel it. Standing on a cliff in the Dolomites, hearing the wind echo through 1,000 years of change. You can see it, in a single village clinging to its rock, refusing to fall. You can taste it, in a glass of wine grown from volcanic soil that once burned cities to ash. But maybe the real untold story of Italy isn't about what's been found. It's about what's still waiting to be, because under every ruin lies another secret. Under every postcard view, another truth. And for every place the world discovers, 10 more remain untouched, whispering their stories to the few who dare to look deeper. So the next time you think of Italy, don't picture just the Colosseum or Venice. Picture the caves of Matera, the cliffs of Scala dei Turchi, the abandoned fortress in the clouds. That's Italy. Not just a museum of the past, but a living, breathing reminder that beauty is fragile, and that some secrets are worth protecting. And if you've made it this far, that means you see it too. You've felt the heartbeat beneath the ruins, the wild pulse behind the postcard. So, hit that like button if you felt something new about Italy today. Subscribe if you want more stories the travel guides never tell, and tell me in the comments. Which part of Italy's untold story do you want to uncover next? Because this wasn't just history, it was a map, and the next discovery might be waiting right beneath your feet.